all, it is Miss DeCluche, and I hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving break and were able to spend time with some friends and family. We are now back at school, and we are in week 15, and we are continuing our reading of Fahrenheit 451 during this unit, Unit 4, entitled World's End. So to start this week, you're going to read a poem by Emily Dickinson entitled There's No Frigate Like a Book. A frigate is just a really large boat or vessel. So read that book and see what she means by that. Emily Dickinson is a pretty interesting author. She never titled her poems. That was something that was done later after she had died when her poems were published. And we consider her poems titled by their first line, but each poem was also ascribed a number to categorize them. So she was not popular when she was alive. She became popular and famous after she died. She's a really great poet, and I think arguably one of the best poets, one of my favorite poets to personally read. She also famously used the hyphen a lot. The hyphen is when you do that double dash and it creates a long dash. That's a hyphen. She uses that a lot, so kind of pay attention to how she uses the hyphen in her poems. Then you're going to go ahead and read part 2 of Fahrenheit 451 called The Sieve in the Sand. Okay, let's discuss this for a second. So let's think back together when you used to go to the beach looking for seashells. You would take like a sifter and you would gather all the sand in it, shake it out, and then you'd be left with like rocks or shells, hopefully, that were in the sand. That's what we're talking about here, the sieve in the sand. So think about how that relates to the text. Note that all of these part titles have like important meanings to the text. So let's think back. Part 1, the hearth and the salamander. A hearth is a part of a fireplace, and a salamander is kind of like a lizard where they can regenerate if they need to. So if you've ever had to be in the unfortunate situation where you had to catch a lizard that may have gotten placed in your house by accident, if you try to grab them and you accidentally grab their tail, they will like shed their tail and grow a new one. And it's like a defense mechanism so they can escape. Salamander, very similar. So think about how that also relates to part 1 and how the sieve in the sand relates to part 2. Okay, I digressed there. That was a lot, but I felt like you guys needed to know how important these titles are. Then you're going to take a quiz over part 2 of Fahrenheit 451. And then to end this week, you're going to do a banned books project. So for this project, you're going to look at a list of banned books and create a cover and write some information about it. Take a good look at this list because a lot of these books, even I myself was shocked to find on this list. I love Harry Potter. It's oftentimes been challenged in schools and in communities and then banned. Frankenstein is my all-time favorite book. It's by Mary Shelley. Also was on that list, and some things that you would have no idea would ever be on that list were on that list as well. So take a look at those books and think about what warrants a book becoming challenged and then banned. And then talk about whether or not these books should be banned. Personally, I think no book should be banned. I don't like censorship when it comes to literature. I think we all have a choice and we can choose whether or not to read certain types of literature. And when we ban books, we diminish their value and what value they could have to others. So I think about what value Frankenstein has to myself, and as I'm sitting here looking at the camera, I see I have a little Frankenstein over here in my classroom. Frankenstein has such immense value to me, and what would have happened if I had never been allowed to read that book? So kind of think about this as you work on this assignment as well. And that will kind of wrap up this week, and then we will head into week 16 afterwards, where we'll start finishing up Fahrenheit 451 and wrapping that up. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You can always contact me through ITS, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye.